Time for K24's Newdon. My name is Joel Joshua. Even as today we focus on the state of the nation. A lot has been happening. There are calls for Boma's convention to reset Kenya that were made by the Azimio principal Raila Odinga, demanding review of the constitution to address governance issues. Among the clauses to be amended in the constitution include the extension of the senator's term from 5 years to 7 years, also creation of the office of the prime minister and as well the opposition leader. That will form a better part of discussion this morning, even as the court boss Francis Atwoli is proposing that there is need to delink the deputy president from being elected alongside the president on the in relations to the Gen Z matters. Compensation of the police atrocities victims hangs in balance. There are calls for them to be compensated, but so far it's not clear how that will be done. Bakassi East Member of Parliament Dr. Babawino argues that they should be given at least 11 million for each family that lost their kin. That is 10 million as compensation and 1 million to cover for the burial expenses. According to the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, the death toll from the Gen Z is 60, even as 66 persons are still missing. Now, according to Ezekiel Mutua, he is proposing that the Gen Z should now perhaps change their approach from occupying the streets to now occupying the government offices. And already, he has said that beginning today, they should actually wake up, dress up, and occupy government offices. If arrested, go also occupy police stations and start working from there. We'll just be getting, of course, the reactions as far as that is concerned. In relation to President William Ruto's cabinet nominees, 2 petitions have been filed in the courts challenging the nominations. There will be one that will be heard in the Malindi locus today, and as well here in Nairobi, or in Nairobi's Milimani locus. We'll be telling you what all that is about. But remember, you can continue to submit your views as far as the cabinet nominees are concerned. That is via submission of memoranda to the National Assembly. There is an email that has been provided for. You can check that on Parliament's website in case you're challenging the CSS that have been nominated. Even as beginning Thursday for 4 days, that is Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, Parliament will be vetting the nominees, and perhaps by next week, if approved, they will be sworn in and take over office immediately. In the studio, I'll be joined by Steve Mbogwa, Law Society of Kenya Council member, and as well Gabriel Lorere, National Youth Leader, UPIA Party. But I also invite you in this conversation via social media platforms at K24 Tv, at Joel Church, as well on our SMS and WhatsApp numbers on the bottom of your screens. But before getting to the newspaper review, just to know what is entailed, that is on the People Daily, the Star, Daily Nation, Standard. Let's first begin with these stories, where we'll have to cut down on implementation of new projects following the withdrawal of the Finance Bill 2024 that sought to raise more funds through taxes. This is according to President William Ruto, who spoke while actually in Taita Taveta on Sunday, where he revisited the withdrawal of the Finance Bill 2024, hitting at introducing a revised finance bill. Speaking to residents in Bura Motete constituency, the president acknowledged potential delays in project implementation and completion, but remained optimistic of achieving all set goals. Here now is Ben Kirira with more.
Days after Parliament rejected the Finance Bill 2024 in its entirety, President William Ruto now says that no reason mounted against the bill was true, and its failing has affected planning for multiple projects, hinting at plans to introduce a revised bill.
Ile budget ililetewa kizungumkuti kaenda segemnege. Wengine wakapiga no, hiyo kitu yote ikapotea. Sasa imerudi tena niende nifanye karabati ingine. Unaona vile watu wananitesa sana, hao watu wanasumbua. na ni fitina tupu. Oh, sijui umewekwa nini, sijui ya kansa, sijui imewekwa nini ya mashamba, na ni yote ni porojo na uongo.
The president has noted that outcomes of the recent anti-finance bill and anti-government protests, while they have slowed down the implementation of certain initiatives, they have also provided an opportunity to reorganize the government with a focus on equal representation.
Demokrasia pia iko na nafasi ya kuweka national interest above partisan political party and regional politics. Pia tunaweza kuungana tuweze kulenga yale mambo ambayo yatabadilisha taifa letu la Kenya.
President William Ruto's optimism is all that Kenyans now peg their hope on for a stronger economy, functional health system, numerous job opportunities, and a corruption-free country, among other promises made by the head of state.
Our young people have an opportunity.
Speaking in Taita Taveta, Ruto emphasized that several critical projects, including the connection of electricity and the completion of stalled water and road projects in Taita Taveta County, were affected by the budget constraints.
Ndio sababu mimi nimesema naunda serikali ama baraza la mawaziri, tupange maendeleo pamoja, tulipe madeni pamoja, tutafute ushuru pamoja, na tupangane tukiwa pamoja ndio Kenya iweze kusonga mbele.
Addressing the issue of unemployment, a key factor behind the Gen Z-led protests that have persisted for over a month, Ruto announced that his administration has secured 400,000 job opportunities abroad to help alleviate youth unemployment.
Tumeweka program ya housing, tumeweka program ya market, tumeweka program ya digital jobs, tumeweka program ya export of labor, tumeweka program ya industrialization, because we want to create opportunities for our young people to have jobs so that they can have income and they can contribute their talent, knowledge, expertise and energy in driving our development as a nation.
As part of his development agenda, Ruto promised the construction of 2,000 affordable houses in Voi and Wundai, and at least 3,000 hostel units for students in Taita Taveta University, Taita Taveta National Polytechnic, and Mwatete Technical Polytechnic.
Next month, mimi nitakuja kusimama hapa. Tumetafuta mwegezaji ataweka shilingi bilioni 10 katika factory ya mambo ya iron ore hapa Taita Taveta County. Nyinyi mnanielewa? Vijana 2,000 watapata kazi pale, permanent jobs, ambao watakuwa wanaendesha kazi hiyo.
President Ruto's coastal tour concludes today, marking the end of a 4-day initiative to promote development in the region. Ben Kirera, K24, Nairobi.
Meanwhile, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua now says he has no problem working with President Ruto's newly appointed cabinet secretaries upon approval by Parliament. The DP says his work is to support his master, deliver on his mandate to Kenyans, and is comfortable with the formation of a broad-based government, under which 4 members of the opposition party have been nominated to the new cabinet.
Go ye and deliver. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua seems to have fully welcomed the decision by President William Ruto to form a broad-based government, swallowing the bitter pill in the process.
Hata hii maminister wameteuliwa, sisi hatuna shida, kwa sababu sisi katika eneo hili bado poteza chochote. Rebecca Miano amerudishiwa yake. Murang'a tumepata, Kirinyaga tumepata, Kiambu tumepata, Embu tumepata, Meru tumepata, Nakuru tumepata. Kuna shida. Wale Tharaka Nithi tumepata. Sasa hao wengine wakuja tufanye kazi.
The DP says he's ready to work with the new cabinet appointees and that his work is to support the president and remain loyal to him.
Mimi kama deputy president, kazi yangu ni kumsaidia rais na kuwa mwaminifu kwake na kumheshimu. Ile ameamua mimi nafuata kwa sababu mimi ni msaidizi wake. Na siwezi bishana na yeye. Kwa hivyo yale yote amefanya, sisi tumekubali.
Addressing worshippers at St. Stephen's Catholic Parish in Kinangop, Nyandarua County, the second-in-command asked Kenyans to rally behind the president, affirming that he would carry his mandate in helping the president deliver to Kenyans. His call for unifying the Mount Kenya region did not evade his address to the people of Nyandarua, as he called out those criticizing his decision to advocate for unity in the region and being available to the people.
I have a weakness of loving my people from the Mount Kenya region. That weakness I have. Please forgive me. If you have a problem that I love my people, please forgive me. There's nothing I can do. If there is any punishment that can be meted out for somebody loving his people, I am ready for that punishment. I am guilty as charged.
Accompanied by leaders in the region, where he mainly spoke in the Kikuyu dialect, the DP assured residents of the development projects, among them boosting the rural electricity program and supply of subsidized fertilizer to the farmers. Electin Odera, K24 TV.
A group of Nairobi ODM leaders have thrown their weight behind Makadara Member of Parliament George Aladwa in the race to succeed Energy Cabinet Secretary nominee Opiyo Wandayi as National Assembly's minority leader. This comes even as a section of Wiper leaders have called out ODM leader Raila Odinga, urging him to come clear on his alleged association with the Kenya Kwanza administration and stop taking Kenyans for a ride.
The race to succeed Opiyo Wandayi as the minority leader in the National Assembly following his nomination to the cabinet to head the energy docket has attracted various contestants from the ODM party, among them Otiende Amolo of Rarieda, Millie Odhiambo from Suba North, Anthony Kibagandi of Kitutu Chache South, Jared Okello of Nyando, James Nyikal of Seme constituency, and Homa Bay Town's Peter Kaluma. The position is the third in the pecking order in the National Assembly after the Speaker and the Majority Leader, with a decision on who succeeds Wandayi resting squarely on the party leader, whose ODM party will fill the successor, following a 2022 negotiation that gave the seat to the Orange Party. This comes even as a group of Nairobi ODM leaders have thrown their weight behind Makadara MP George Aladwa, citing his loyalty to the party.
Na nimetosha kuwa hata party leader wa ODM. Kwa hivyo nikiteuliwa nadhania niko na experience ya kuwa party leader, niko na experience ya kuwa deputy party leader, niko na experience ya kuwa chairman, lakini kwa sasa hatuna any vacant position kwa ODM party.
Tunaomba party leader Baba Raila Amolo Odinga a consider chairman wa Nairobi ambaye amekuwa ni chairman of chair the whole country. Ameongoza 47 counties. Ametosha kuwa chairman wa party, ametosha kuwa deputy party leader, ametosha mpaka kukua minority leader wetu. Na so tunaomba awe consider.
Sisi tunamuita kama Simba. Huyu ni Simba wetu wa Makadara na bado ni Simba wa Nairobi.
Simba!
Nafasi zikiwa, tafadhali Raila Amolo Odinga, mconsider amesimama na wewe sahi kutoka chama ianze mpaka sahi. Hajawahi kuwa disloyal, amekuwa loyal siku zote. Ukimtaka leo anakuja leo. Sahi ukimpigia anatoka hapa mbio anakuja penye huko. Tafadhali mconsider kama minority leader.
At the same time, the leaders have welcomed the nomination of 4 ODM party lieutenants to the cabinet, saying it was a sign of trust in the party's leaders.
Hii government of national unity ni sawa, na tunataka kuona kwamba matunda yako na yale mambo wananchi wanataka ifuatiliwe. So kwa sasa hayo ndio mambo tulikuwa tumeitana na kusema tunaunga wazi wa president na tunaunga wazi our party leader Raila Amolo Odinga.
Raila Amolo Odinga umefanya kitu mzuri sana kwa kuleta amani kwa nchi yetu, na pia venye umeteua deputy leader Oparanya, minority leader Opiyo Wandayi na Joho na pia na Mbade, umefanya kitu mzuri sana our party leader. Angalau sasa inchi itakuwa na amani.
This comes even as Nairobi Catholic Archdiocese Bishop Philip Anyolo has called on members of parliament to listen to the Mwananchi voice as they kick-start the CS vetting process. According to him, the recent Gen Z protests are a sign that leaders have not been listening to the voice of the people.
Sisi kama wananchi pia sauti zetu zisikike ya kwamba ni huyu ama huyu mwingine naye tunahitaji ili ya kwamba tuondoe katika janga hili la sintofahamu katika nchi yetu. Ili ya kwamba serikali iweze kuwa kamilifu na ya kupendeza kwa watu, ni vizuri ya kwamba tuchukue serikali ambayo itakuwa aminifu ambao watu wanaamini ya kwamba inaweza kutoa ama inaweza kuwasaidia, iko upande wake, upande wa watu, sio upande mwingine. Mfano wa vijana kujitokeza ni mfano mzuri. And nilivyosema ni kama kioo za mirror for all Kenyans, ya kwamba tuna viongozi ambao wanachipuka katika maisha yetu na katika nchi yetu, ambao pia wanahitaji kupewa nafasi ili ya kwamba waweze kuchangamsha mwongozo na maendeleo ya maisha yetu katika Kenya.
With the recent merging of ODM and the government to form a supposed government of national unity, Anyolo has called on remaining leaders in the opposition from various parties to unite and form a strong opposition coalition to keep the government in check.
Tutapata kama upinzani iwe ni kwamba ni upinzani ambao ni sanifu, unastahili na vile vile unaweza kuchambua mambo yanayotuhusu sisi wana Kenya kwa kila namna. Kenya tunategemea kiongozi mmoja kwa hali fulani na kwa wakati mmoja, lakini huyo kiongozi akitoka, wengine watakuja wengi ambao ni vijana vijana walijitokeza.
Meanwhile, a section of Wiper Party leaders led by Machakos Deputy Governor Francis Mwangangi maintain that former Prime Minister Raila Odinga should come out clean and accept having compromised democracy, contrary to his self-proclaimed past ideologies, by joining a government he has consistently criticized.
Baba na ODM the Kamba community and this region tumekwama na wao, na saa hii ati wanatuambia they donated a few leaders but they want to remain in opposition. Hiyo iwezekani? Decide that you are in the government fully ama kuwa hapa. Iwezekani useme umepeana baadhi ya viongozi lakini wewe unataka kuendelea kuwa leader of opposition. You cannot be the leader of opposition and you are at the same time in the government. It's like you are a co-president. Decide na uende na huko. I think it is a lot of betrayal to those who are wale wanaandamana huko nje.
At the same time, preparations for the newly formed Mulembe People Assembly, organized by the new generation leaders, are in top gear following a resolution made in Nairobi. The assembly was informed by recent political realignments after top ODM leaders joined the government in preparation for the 2027 polls.
Kuna viongozi kutoka kila mahali, na mkutano wa kesho sio wa wanasiasa kuongea. Mkutano wa kesho ni wa wananchi kuongelesha wanasiasa. Ni wanasiasa wakuje wakae chini, wananchi wawaambie jinsi vile hao wangependa mambo ifanyike. Mambo ya viongozi kwenda mbele ya wananchi na wanaacha wananchi nyuma, ndio tumekuja kukanusha hapa. Kesho sisi tutakaa, tusikie jamii yetu inataka nini. Ile mwelekeo ambayo jamii yetu itapeana, ndio sisi tutafata.
Malala has since emphasized that the achieved unity among the Luhya community marks the beginning of an era where leadership must be accountable to its people.
And we also want to ask our people to approach their leaders in a dignified way, in a structured way, whereby we can now get benefits out of this engagement. So we are saying that to bridge that gap, we have decided as young generation leaders to bring together the people of Mulembe Nation from all walks of life, different cadres of leaders, pastors, farmers, students, Mulembe Gen Zs, to come together and have a talk.
Gladys Midecha, K24 TV.
Away from that, Maria Hayanga is calling on the Independent Police Authority, Oversight Authority, that is the IPOA, to investigate the conduct, or actually to conduct comprehensive investigation into police shooting and the murder of her autistic son during the anti-government protest on 4th this month. According to her, that emerged during Sunday's Shuja's commemoration event of killed youths at the Nyayo Gardens in Nakuru City, as Mumbi Wambugu reports.
Music and dance during a colorful event at the Nyayo Gardens. The aim is to celebrate the 69 fallen heroes that were brutally killed during the anti-government protests. William Otieno, aged 14, is autistic. 3 weeks ago, his brother Austin Onyis, who struggled with the same condition, was shot dead during the protests.
Austin akatoka kwa nyumba mbio kwenda kuleta William. Wakati alienda, alikuwa anaambiwa William alikuwa hapa, anaenda akisoma. Sasa anaona kama William huyu ameingia kwa wala watu wa maandamano. Sasa alikuwa anaenda kutafuta kwa watu hakumuona, hapo ndiye alipigwa risasi.
Maria Kayanga, who's still struggling to come to terms with the shooting of his son, who could not tell the tale or head of the protest, narrates the events of that fateful day. Maria says the loss of his son has impoverished her further since she cannot go to work to take care of her other autistic son.
Nikishaka uniwaze sina vile naenda kazi, ndio mtoto wangu mwenye nilikuwa nategemea aosha vyombo aende maji. Sasa nimepaki peke yangu hivi tu, na shida nitaachia nani huyu ndio niende kazi. Sina vile naweza kula hata kwa nyumba, sina vile naweza lipa nyumba. Nimepaki hivi tu na kilio na uchungu.
Kula hana ya mtoto, hana transport, he's there. Please, government, wale hivyo haki ya watoto mayatima, especially because Austin alikuwa yatima. Tunaomba, please come quickly. This mama is suffering.
Gen Z who attended the event in hundreds have relayed their messages of condolence to the families affected. They have also castigated Azimio coalition leaders for joining the government, noting that it's a blatant show of selfishness.
So we are here also to celebrate the far we have come. And on 8th, Nane March is on. We are going to Nairobi, kuandamana. If they want, they will kill us all. But when they kill us, others will be born.
The journey you started, we must see to it that it actually comes to an end. That the good governance we died for will be seen in this country. That the realization of our constitution will be upheld in this country.
It is so sad that they had to die, but I hope their death is not in vain. That we should continue pushing until we get the Kenya that we deserve.
We listen and we see whatever the government is doing, and we are, as the people of Kenya, we are here to keep the government on its toes.
Grassroots Azimio leaders present at the event have also told of their counterparts, saying they have failed the young people who fought with their blood for better governance.
It's my call to this government ya kwamba waache kupuuza hii Gen Z na waache kutrigger maidia hawa Gen Z kwa sababu they are thinking ya kwamba wamewaweza, but they don't know what can be born out of the anger that they have.
Mombi Wambogo, K24 TV, Nakuru County.
Our focus now on matters of education. The Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers has issued a strike notice to the government if it fails to honor the 9.5% salary increment CBA of 2009 by August, just few months to the national exams for JSS and KCSE. This is according to Kupet Busia Secretary General Moffat Okisai, who noted that for many years, issues affecting teachers have been handled casually. Regional Director of Quality Assurance, Triza Songua, on her part, called on the society to embrace learners living with disabilities, noting that they have different talents which can be tapped and propelled just like other learners.
What about our CBA? Ladies and gentlemen, relax. Relax. We are closing schools by Friday. And in case the government of the day is not going to honor the last phase of our CBA of 9.5%, I was attending the National Governing Council meeting the other day. Schools will not reopen.
Nurturing talents, because disability is not inability. They're able to play games that other regular students are playing. And the best teams, we expect them to represent us at the nationals in Kisumu and bring back trophies. Basically, we are saying, let them develop their skills, competences, and talents in line with our CBC curriculum that we have just introduced in our country.
Jua ni kwamba michezo hasa inaweza kumpeleka mwanafunzi mbali. Juzi tumekuwa na michezo ya kiolimpiki, Paralympics. Hawa wanafunzi wanapocheza hivi, tunajua kwamba watafika mbali katika michezo yao.
Well, as promised, when we come back after the break, I'll be engaging my guests in studio. That is Steve Mbuga, Law Society of Kenya Council member, and as well Gabriela Lorere, National Youth Leader, UPIA Party, as we also will be reviewing what's in our dailies this morning. Remember, you can keep the conversation going via social media platforms at K24 TV, at Joel Church, as well on our SMS and WhatsApp numbers on the bottom of your screens. Of course, I'll be sampling some of them before wrapping up New Dawn this morning. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Stay tuned.